Well, here it is, the Jerry Goldsmith LP and CD challenge. I was going to just have a heap of CDs and a heap of LPs next to me and just pick them up and show them to you, but I'm quite lazy and CDs are quite heavy, so I didn't want to pick them all up. So what I've done is I've done a montage thing, a Ken Burns kind of thing, a crappy Ken Burns kind of thing, and I've done a voiceover and gone through every CD, Jerry Goldsmith CD I've got, every Jerry Goldsmith LP I've got, and yeah, so here we go. Okay, Ace Eli and Roger of the Skies, Air Force One, which I bought when the film first came out, and the deluxe edition, which is fantastic. Can't recommend that enough. The Alien LP, which I bought about 35 years ago, and in Trada's 2-disc special edition. It's a classic score. Some of it's quite hard to listen to, but it does reap the rewards. Along Came a Spider. Not everybody's a fan, but I do like it. I need to pick up the extended one of that. Angie, lovely little score. Baby, Secret of the Lost Legend. Pretty awful film, but I do love the score. Bandolero, great fun western score, and the two versions of Bad Girls. Not a great film, but a great score. The original release of Basic Instinct from 1992. The next one was, I think it's Prometheus with Basic Instinct, which was the first time the full score came out. And then the 2-disc quartet set, which is the definitive set. Only 3 versions of the Blue Max, shocker. The original LP release of The Boys from Brazil, and Intrada's 2-disc special edition. Another great score. Again, an LP release for Breakheart Pass and the La La Land limited edition, special edition, whatever you want to call it. Quirky little score, but good fun western and good fun score. Breakout, fun score, kind of decent B movie, good fun action romp with the best guy getting destroyed by a propeller scene ever in films. Capablanco, pretty naff film, but a lovely score. And The Burbs, quirky, fun, brilliant score. Film's okay. What needs to be said about Capricorn 1? 2 wildly different versions. The re-recording with the National Philharmonic Orchestra and the original version. The re-recording is quite an expansive symphonic version, and the original version is quite punchy. 2 different versions, 2 great versions. 4 scores, The Cassandra Crossing, 70s disaster film. Chain Reaction, okay thriller. Great little score though. The Challenge, I'd never heard of that before I got the score. And City Hall, kind of half forgotten film now, but great timpani-led score. Nothing much to say about this, but just a classic. Oh no. Here we have Coma, Congo, 2 versions of it, including the Entrada special edition, and Contract on Cherry Street, kind of noirish thriller. But Congo, awful film, great score. Damnation Alley on rewatch is a pretty awful film. The special effects are terrible, but the score's great. Deep Rising, good fun action horror film, and a great driving score. And Dennis the Menace is it's a delightful film and a delightful score. The Edge is a beautiful score, and Executive Decision is just Jerry doing his militaristic action score thing, but it's great. The Explorers is a wonderful score for a flawed but quirky and enjoyable film. In Prejudice, violent film, and Goldsmith piles on the synth with the orchestra. I love this score. It's a fun score, but it's very much of its time. It's very 80s. Fierce Creatures, it's okay. The film was not very good, but it's okay. First Blood. Could do a whole video on First Blood. Classic, great score, great action material, melancholy main theme. Brilliant stuff. First Night, grand orchestral score, no electronics on this one. Flim Flam Man and Studs Lonergan, not too familiar with those scores. I've listened to them, they're okay. And Owlman Flint and Inlight Flint are just great fun. Forever Young, a wonderfully romantic score. Ghost in the Darkness, again just one of those grand scale epic films. Goldsmith score is lovely, wonderful stuff. The Going Up of David Lev I wasn't familiar with, but it's very much in the vein of QB7 and Masada, funnily enough, as well. It's a lovely little score. The Great Train Robbery, or the First Great Train Robbery, depending on where you're from. Great score, with an infectious main theme. Lovely, wonderful stuff. The original LP there, and the 2-disc special edition. Here we have Gremlins, the original LP, and the 2-disc special edition, and Gremlins 2. This is just Jerry Goldsmith having great fun, and the extended versions of these scores are the best ones to have. The Haunting, Hawkins on Murder, High Velocity, and Hollow Man. Hollow Man really needs an expansion. I would love to see that from Varese one day. Hoosiers, or Best Shot as it was known in the UK. Oscar nominated score. Great stuff. Great stuff. Here we have Hour of the Gun. Seconds and IQ. Seconds is a disturbing score. And In Harm's Way. Love the Inchon score. Never seen the film. Inner Space. Quirky film, quirky score. Islands in the Stream, both the re-recording that Jerry Goldsmith did for Intrada and the original version of the score. King Solomon's Mines, just loud, fun, orchestral fireworks. LA Confidential, short but impactful, and The Last Castle. The Last Run, I haven't listened to this in over 20 years. Legend, sumptuous perfection. Leviathan and Lilies at the Field, a German pressing. Link, LP and CD, an eccentric delight. Lionheart, what needs to be said about this? Epic grandeur. Sadly, Jerry's final score for a film, and it's just Jerry having great fun again. Wonderful stuff. The list of Adrian Messenger is a fun tour de force. Great hunt music on there. Logan's Run, great synth beginning, great orchestral ending. The Lonely Guy is a CD, and Love Field, lovely score. Arthur score. Hadn't listened to it for over 30 years because I only had the LP, but a number of weeks ago a good friend of mine, Daniel Herrin, gifted me the MacArthur CD, so I can re-listen to it over and over and over again. Thanks, Daniel. Magic, Malice and the Man from U.N.C.L.E. Alliteration. Masada in any form is brilliant. If you haven't got this on any format yet, why not? Matinee, Medicine Man, Mr. Baseball, Mum and Dad Saved the World, and Morituri. Some of these scores are good. Mulan needs an expanded version. The Mummy's a great score. German pressing of Not Without My Daughter. Interesting score. Night Crossing. Fantastic score. Dark when it needs to be. Triumphant when it needs to be. Just get it. 100 Rifles and One Little Indian. A couple of fun western scores from Goldsmith. Omen Trilogy. Each score gets progressively better and finishes with the final conflict, which is just an epic finale. How 60s can you get? Jazzy fun with Owlman Flint and Inlight Flint. Outland, great atmosphere and dread and some standout action cues as well. Papillon, another great score from the partnership of Jerry Goldsmith and Franklin J. Schaffner. Another classic score, Pattern, from the same director-composer combo, and again Planet of the Apes, same again, classic. Poltergeist, beautiful, melodic and terrifying, along with Poltergeist 2, another cracking little score. Powder, an affecting and beautiful score for a quirky little film. Psycho 2, Took a while to get the CD for this, but great little score, great little film. QB7, great miniseries, great score. Rambo, probably one of the greatest action scores ever. Rambo 3, not quite as good, but still a great score. My first ever CD, bought in 1989. Ransom, short but effective little score. Rent-A-Cop, crap film, nice little score. Rio Conchos and Rudy are great classic scores. Rio Lobo, good western score. River Wild, good action score. Also includes the Maurice Jarre version of the score as well. Runaway, all synth. Some of it's good, some of it's not so good, but hey. The Russia House, a great jazzy romantic score. I'd never heard of the Salamander before I got it. I don't think many people have actually. The Sand Pebbles, another epic score for an epic film with Robert Wise directing. Goldsmith's first animated film, The Secret of Nim, and he scored it as if it was a live action film, which works wonderfully in its favour. The Shadow, great dark superhero score. Sleeping with the Enemy, good little thriller. And Small Soldiers, Jerry Goldsmith just having fun with it again. This is the score for Stagecoach, coupled with The Trouble with Angels as well. Bit of an odd couple. Star Trek the Motion Picture and other Star Trek films. I'm just breezing through these now. I mean, you may think that's sacrilegious, but I'm going to do another video at some point about the Star Trek scores, so we'll come back to these, but they are great. The Sum of All Fears, some good stuff and some stuff. Supergirl, wonderful little score. Great theme tune. The Swarm, another great theme as well. Great score as well to an awful film. Take a Hard Ride, 13th Warrior, Thriller, and Tora Tora Tora, great war film. Total Recall, great sci-fi action from 1990. Twilight's Last Gleaming, Twilight Zone the movie. Took me ages to find the LP for that. And Twilight Last Gleaming again for some reason. Timeline, wasn't used, shame, great little score. Under Fire, classic stuff. Now I got US Marshals recently, the deluxe edition, so much better than the original. Warlock, an acquired taste, but it's growing on me. And Wild Rovers, great stuff, some great tracks on that. Wind and the Lion, classic, deserves a video of its own. I Wanted to Go, this was recording after a concert in 1987. Various CDs of compilation stuff, and a box set, Jerry Goldsmith at 20th Century Fox, which I paid an awful lot of money for. Too much, but it wasn't enough. So that was my collection, for what it's worth. I hope you enjoyed seeing it. If there's anybody out there, Retro Reels, Daniel from Soundtracks for Birdman, Miss 80s, anybody with Jerry Goldsmith CDs or LPs, and they want to share them, make a vid and throw it up on YouTube. Love to see it. That's it for now. So until the next video, which is going to be on something, don't know yet. Good day.